I'm walking through the door. I see you watching Jersey Shore. Oh, that's my show, I wanna watch it. Oh, that's your show too, it be poppin'. My favorite part is when they take the girl to the crib, get it poppin'. Then wake up the next morning, don't know what happened, so they drop 'em. They go hard, they party like no tomorrow is ever given. When they hit the club for women, definition, call it fishing. Always argues, no one listens. House is full of competition. Jealousy's a part of that. Partying and all of that. I give them props on all their pimping, cause none of them's ever slipping. But drinks is what they be sipping. That's why no show I am missing. Missing. That's why no show I am missing. Everybody, it's pump, push up, tap. Now this is Jersey. It's pump, push up, tap. Now everybody, it's pump, push up, tap. This is Jersey. It's pump, push up, tap. Well, hello there, how is your day? Everyone says that I'm crazy, so I walk into the club just to go out and get wasted. Plus these women are all on me, screaming, hey, you're so swaying. I just laugh and say, I know, I work my lap, you weirdo lady. But I don't want no grenades, I just want a chick who's laced with a snooky kind of face. J-Wow titty, Sammy waist. A little sexy tanned-up Guido, who is also DTA. But if she's not into that, then it's taxi time for her then. And I hope she has no boyfriend, I don't want a situation. See, I'm nothing like Mike, I'm more like Ron, I'll break your face in. So just listen. Everybody, it's pump, push up, tap. Now this is Jersey. It's pump, push up, tap. Now everybody, it's pump, push up, tap. This is Jersey. It's pump, push up, tap.
T-shirt time, T-shirt time, T-shirt time, T-shirt time, T-shirt time, T-shirt time.
Anytime I think of a place that's worthy, I can only think of a place like Jersey. Anytime I think of a place that's worthy, I can only think of a place like Jersey. Anytime I think of a place that's worthy, I can only think of a place like Jersey. Anytime I think of a place that's worthy, I can only think of a place like Jersey. Anytime I think now this is Jersey, it's pump, push up, tap. Now everybody, it's pump, push up, tap. This is Jersey, it's pump, push up, tap.
All right, song number one on today's MSI. That was it. Let's find out what Ian thinks about that track. Ian, what do you think of song number one?
Start with, the whole thing seems way overcompressed. Everything is on top of each other. Everything is in your face. There's no separation, again, to use, or space, to use sort of Tom's analogies. Everything's just in there together. And some of those synths have got some real horrible frequencies going on, really sharp and sort of high mids and the higher frequencies, which were aggravating to say the least. I mean, it's nothing new. The vocalists were okay at what they were doing. The performances were quite tight. The actual performance of the instruments and that sitting together was all there, but the mix was all over the place. I didn't think the song was anything new. Couldn't really get the lyrics because everything was just jammed up in there. I heard mention of Jersey Shores and stuff in there, so I'm not sure if it was a kind of a parody or just using a sort of modern cultural reference in there. But overall, I found it a bit cliche. Didn't hear a bass line either, which I would have thought this song really did need. Obviously, there was the kick drum going and everything like that, but I didn't actually hear a bass line of any sort going on unless it was just so low in the mix that I wasn't getting it. And it got a bit repetitive. There was only really one hook in the song, and to be honest, that was repeated so much it kind of got annoying after a while. So, sorry, yeah, not a big fan of this one.
All right, Ian, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go to Tom, find out what he thought of it. Tom, your thoughts on number one?
Yeah, it seems more like a novelty track, parody or not, mentioning, a cultural time and space. Something on one of the cable shows about the Jersey Shores and stuff like that. The kick drum sounded nice, but again, I agree with Ian. They're really. I don't remember hearing the bass line, and sometimes you can get away with that, but you have to vary the kick. This was just a straight 4 out 4. The vocals, they were a little edgy, but I will say this: they were loud enough. I did not want to hear them any louder. Um, and overall, yeah, everything's thrown together, crunched together. It needed more changes, more breaks. It's sort of like a badly done Black Eyed Peas.
Interesting. All right, Tom, thank you. And John, let's find out. What do you think, song number one?
First off, without knowing the title yet, I got a feeling that the word T-shirt is in the title. You'll let us know in a few minutes, won't you?
I sure will.
I kind of liked it. It's not my genre, but I could see people that prefer this genre, bobbing their head and liking it, even dancing to it. But the sound to me, I didn't hear anything other than a kick drum and one and sometimes two synths. That's all my ears could pick up. I think the vocals sounded okay overall of it to me, but the sound of the synth was so annoying to me. It sounded like it was so overamped or something. It was just hissing and pissing away like tubes about ready to crack or a speaker ready to rip. And it annoyed me so much through most of it that it pretty much turned me off. And that's about all I got to say about it.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, John. Thank you. And before I announce who that song was by and the title of it, just want to let everybody know if you hear some extraneous noise coming through my microphone, there is a Super Bowl party going on here where I'm at, and we just happen to be in the middle of ground zero, as they say. So,
Who's playing?
the New York Giants and the New England Patriots.
I'll go
Who are
with
they
Patriots because it's got
Who
England
are
in the
they
title.
playing against?
Who are they playing against? Thank you, Lou. All right, now let me introduce that song to you. The song was called Jerzday by Come On 100. Come On 100 with Jerzday. So thanks for sending that in, guys. We appreciate that. Now, gentlemen, before we get to it, you guys are going to have to decide a song of the week, of course. And I believe that John had already mentioned his thoughts regarding radio readiness of it, but I wanted to ask each of you in turn, of the songs you heard, any of them radio ready? Ian?
No, I don't think they are, to be honest. I would argue that number one is the closest to being radio ready. It seems to be a song that's actually had a bit of time writing some lyrics, doing some recording. But yeah, I'd say no, they're not really.
All right, Tom?
No, not really. Again, the closest thing I agree with Ian is number one. That could get some local college play, possibly, but not really radio ready. None of them.
All right. And John, just confirming with you your thoughts earlier, any of these radio ready?
Well, first of all, I have a little bit of issue with even implying radio ready.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to much radio, and what I do hear, I don't like a whole lot of. So I don't think that being called radio ready is certainly necessarily a good thing.
All right. How about are they ready to be put on your iPod?
No.
Okay. Maybe is that a better way to put it then? Radio
Well,
ready?
Well, I understand what the implication we're trying to get to with that, but no, none of the three in my book are good enough to be presented to the public in as considered a done work of art.
All right, that makes sense. Appreciate that, gentlemen. Now you have the unenviable task. Every week you have this same task. You need to select us a song of the week. So I leave you to it and let us know what you think. And everybody is dead quiet.
I vote for John. I think John should be our song of the week.
I'm going to have to go with number one in that I think it was the most structured and assembled. I mean, I had a few problems. We had problems with all of them. But I would have to, if push comes to shove, I'd have to vote for number one.
All right. Ian and Tom?
I'm going to have to agree with John. I mean, out of all the three, I mean, we're looking for Song of the Week. That was probably the only example of a song. People in the chat are saying skip it, guys, no winner. I'm thinking we should make the chat decide. But I mean, no, I mean, I've got to agree with John. I think we should. Number one's the most closest thing to a song here today.
All right, Tom?
Well, I kind of was leaning towards number two.
There we have it.
But then, honestly, you know, basically the one that seemed to have the most amount of serious work put into it, that was presented better, would be number one. Not to say the other ones didn't have a lot of work put into it. It's just that it was the nicer dress out of what came off the rack.
All right. So number one, it is then. Gentlemen, you have done your duty. Thanks for doing that. John,
I would add. I'm
go
sorry.
Ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm sorry. I would add it's number one by default.
Yes, agreed.
All right. That makes sense.
I would like to add one thing. Frozen saying, which one would you listen to again? And I would agree. I would listen to three again. But that's not what I was asked.
Good point. Good point. Good point made. Now, Johnny,
And they're saying also sort of clarify the rules. Yes, we do pick a song of the week out of the three that we are presented. We do have to pick one.
Absolutely. That's why we're here. Apart from the reviews, part of it is selecting a song of the week. So we do that. Now, John, I want to thank you for being with us today. It was a pleasure as always. And I know you got the grandkids there, so you've been kind of busy during the show too.
Oh, right now they're outside. I'm a little bit worried.
I understand.
It's gone very quiet.
Yeah, I know. That's the scary part.
Well, thanks for being with us, John. As always, we love it when you come here and sit in on the panel with us.
I enjoy it immensely. I get to hang with my buds for a while.
There you go. We definitely enjoy it as well. We hope to have you back sometime real soon. And on our way out today, please remember to not forget MSI Radio. Something we just started here a week or so ago is MSI Radio. You can head over to msi.icweekly.net or go to musicsceneinvestigation.com. It's much easier if you do it that way. Right there in the MSI Live box on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a button for MSI Radio. You can hit that button, go right to it. And you can request any of the songs that make it to the radio library, and so you can listen to them anytime you want. It's really pretty cool stuff. On Wednesdays at 5:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 GMT, you can find Ian and myself on there doing a little something we like to call Indie Inquest. What we do there is we bring up and review indie news of the week. We talk about music applications for your iDevice and do a social media roundup kind of thing, along with some nice surprises every once in a while as well. Right, Ian?
Indeed, we do. We're sort of running some secret stuff that you're not meant to hear with a little show called Off the Record every week.
That's exactly right. The off the record is something that I mentioned before we went on the air. Off the record is behind the scenes recording of this show before it goes on air. We take some of the juiciest bits of that conversation and air them only during Indie Inquest. And of course, if you miss a live episode of Indie Inquest, you can catch it, a recorded version, on the site as well. So musicsceneinvestigation.com/radio. That's the easy way to get there as well.
Being occasionally a part of the off air chatter, that's a scary thought, people.
It can be. It can be. But we definitely don't give out any personal information or anything like that. It's just the fun stuff we take care of.
Unless you pay us, of course.
Exactly, exactly. So,
And I would like to remind you all that next week we are doing a MSI. I say we, me and Tom, because Rich is off doing his charity work or something. Myself and Tom are doing an MSI extra with Neil Jiguma, who is the MSI artist of 2011.
that's exactly right. So you'll want to tune in for that on next weekend, on next Sunday's show. It'll be Tom, Ian, and Jaguma, the artist of the year for 2011. Looking forward to hearing that when I get back from my trip. So until next week, everybody, we're going to play out with Jerzday by Come On 100. And we appreciate the fact that you joined us on MSI. Join us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Looking forward to seeing you then.